Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, Peacock's latest true crime miniseries that dares to look evil dead in the eyes and actually asks us to look back. But this isn't another flashy serial killer show that glorifies the monster. It's a respectful, haunting, and somehow even scarier because of its restraint. And trust me, by the time you hit the puppet show scene, you'll realize this isn't your average true crime drama. Hey folks, Wes here from Atomic Cult Media. Today we're talking about Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, an 8-part mini-series that manages to chill your bones without turning into torture. So let's get into it. The series kicks off right after Gacy's arrest. You already know the monster's been caught, but instead of jumping straight to the crimes, it rewinds the clock. Each episode centers on one of his victims. And that's where this show completely floored me. It humanizes the kids. We see their lives, their dreams, their families before the unthinkable happened. It's not about how they died, it's about who they were. And that choice, absolutely devastating in the best storytelling way. There's this growing dread that you know what's coming, but the show refuses to show the actual violence. Instead, it shows the moments that lead up to it, and that's what makes it so haunting. Michael Chernus plays John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, the guy you've seen as the lovable goofball in Orange is the New Black or Severance. I also know him from one of the most underrated shows of all time, Patriot. If you haven't seen Patriot, there's 2 seasons on Amazon Prime, check it out. But Chernus, he completely disappears in the role of Gacy. He's not playing him as some mustache twirling villain. He's that unnerving neighbor who always smiles too much. The narcissism, the charm, the hidden rot. Chernus nails it. I'd be surprised if he doesn't at least get an Emmy nod for this turn. Then there's Gabriel Luna as Detective Rafael Tovar, the emotional backbone of the series. He's not your typical grizzled cop stereotype. He's deeply empathetic, exhausted, and feels every failure of the system that let Gacy keep killing. And Marin Ireland as Elizabeth Piest, the mother of Gacy's final victim, she delivers one of the most gut-wrenching performances I've seen this year. You feel her rage, her guilt, and her desperation in every scene. She's the heartache that grounds this entire series. James Badge Dell plays Joe Kozenak, the lead investigator, a familiar face to anyone who's seen The Pacific or 24. His chemistry with Luna makes for some of the best scenes in the show. And Michael Angarano shows up as Gacy's lawyer, Sam Amarante. And I loved how they played his conflicted morality through the entire series. Showrunner Patrick Macmanus, who also worked on Dr. Death, made a deliberate choice to focus on the victims instead of Gacy himself, something so many shows fail at. I was apprehensive of starting this. I didn't have anything to watch, so I just threw on the first episode and it had me hooked from the beginning. And this is after I saw the horrible new season of Monster following Ed Gein, and I only made 2 episodes into that trash. The series is based on the 2021 Peacock docuseries John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. The titles are switched up, but it expands into the dramatization with empathy and purpose, because you have to have some leeway to make it a dramatic TV show. But I think they've done it respectfully here. Every episode's title matches the name of the real-life victim and the puppet show. It's a twisted metaphor for Gacy's manipulation, and it's based on his actual volunteer work as Pogo the Clown. The layers are sort of unnerving since you kind of see how performative his life was. But it's like probably one of the most tasteful and emotionally responsible portrayals of a serial killer case I've ever seen. Each episode ends with real-life photos of victims, not crime scene images, but the life images, the smiling faces, the birthdays, the family moments, or when they're digging up graves from Gacy's crawl space. It's respectful, it's classy, and it never forgets who the story belongs to. And that's the victims. If you're enjoying this video, hit like and maybe subscribe. We've opened memberships. If you want to support the channel a little further, hit that join button down below for exclusive content. And if you're on mobile, hit that hype button. It really helps small channels like this. And, you know, with the comparison to like Ryan Murphy's Monster Ed Gein, and I only made 2 episodes into it, I could tell Devil in Disguise actually understands empathy. And I'm not going to shit on Ryan Murphy. I actually liked the first 2 seasons of Monster, and I really liked his American crime story, especially the People versus O.J. Simpson and the assassination of Gianni Versace. I thought those were powerful, tragic, and driven by character instead of shock, and that's how I'm seeing this. I don't think I could point out any negatives for this. I mean, it does take some dramatic liberties, and it says at the beginning of every episode. There's a disclaimer at the start. Like one scene in particular where the victims' families are turned away from Gacy's execution while they're sitting there to wait to see him executed. It's not entirely accurate. They weren't able to see him executed, but they weren't there at the prison and turned away at the last moment. Just things like that, but it's nothing really obscene. So overall, I want to give Devil in Disguise John Wayne Gacy a 5 out of 5. This is the best miniseries I've seen since Chernobyl. Like Chernobyl, it's quiet, creeping dread where reality is the true horror. It's haunting, restrained, and deeply human. It chilled me to the core, not because of the killer, it's because it forced me to remember the victims as people and not statistics. I went in not expecting much, and it totally blew me away. And I wasn't even going to review this. Like, I really wanted to talk about how much I like this miniseries and to check it out. But if you've seen Devil in Disguise, let me know what your thoughts were down below. Do you think it handled the story respectfully? You can click here to subscribe, click here to see my other TV show and streaming series playlists. I have my Patreon right here. We also have memberships I've just opened down below. If you hit that join button, and if you're on mobile, hit that hype button. It really helps small channels like this, and I'll see you later.